Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. In a world full of distractions and self-doubt, only those who master their mindset rise above. This speech isn't just motivation, it's a wake-up call. If you're tired of feeling stuck, held back by fear, or trapped in weakness, it's time to kill your weak feelings and take control of your life. Success belongs to those who refuse to settle. Are you ready to step up? Breaking free from excuses and self-doubt is the first step toward unlocking your true potential. Most people never reach their dreams, not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they allow excuses to control their lives. Excuses are comfortable, and self-doubt is a silent killer that keeps you from taking action. Every time you hesitate, every time you second-guess yourself, you give power to fear instead of your own abilities. The mind is the battlefield, and if you don't learn to control your thoughts, they will control you. Think about the times you've talked yourself out of an opportunity. Maybe you thought you weren't good enough. Maybe you feared failure. Maybe you convinced yourself it wasn't the right time. But here's the truth, there is no perfect time. And there is no such thing as good enough until you decide to become it. Self-doubt doesn't come from reality. It comes from a conditioned mindset that tells you you're not capable. The more you entertain those thoughts, the stronger they become. It's like feeding a monster that grows bigger every time you listen to it. But what happens when you stop feeding it? It starves, it weakens, and eventually it disappears. Successful people aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to let excuses define them. They push forward when they're scared. They take action even when they're uncertain. They silence the voice that says, "What if I fail?" and replace it with, "What if I succeed?" This shift in mindset separates the winners from the ones who spend their lives wondering what could have been. Excuses are nothing more than lies wrapped in justification. I don't have time. No, you don't make time. I don't have the resources. No, you haven't looked hard enough. I'm not ready. You will never feel ready. Readiness is a myth. Action is the only thing that creates progress. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the best way to overcome self-doubt is to take action in spite of it. The more you do, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build by repeatedly stepping outside your comfort zone. Fear and doubt will always be there, whispering in the back of your mind. But they only have power if you listen. The key is to move forward anyway. Take the first step, even if it's small. Make progress, even if it's slow. Each time you push through, you chip away at the limitations that have held you back for so long. Eventually, you'll look back and realize that the thing you once feared is now behind you. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things. Do you think they never had doubts? Do you think they never felt like giving up? Of course they did. But they chose to act despite those feelings. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Success isn't about never feeling fear. It's about refusing to let fear stop you. The biggest mistake you can make is waiting for confidence to show up before you take action. Confidence comes from action. It comes from doing the thing you're afraid of failing, learning, and doing it again. Every time you face your fears, you grow stronger. Every time you push past doubt, you prove to yourself that you are more than capable. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop feeding the self-doubt that has held you back for too long. Kill your weak feelings and take the first step toward the life you deserve. The moment you decide to act despite your fears is the moment you take control of your future. How do weak emotions destroy success? It's simple, they control your decisions. Every time you let fear, laziness, or self-doubt dictate your actions, you push yourself further away from your goals. Success isn't just about having talent or intelligence, it's about having the mental strength to push through even when your emotions are telling you to quit. Weak emotions make you comfortable with mediocrity. They convince you that it's okay to procrastinate, to avoid discomfort, and to settle for less than what you're capable of. How many times have you felt unmotivated and told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow"? That's a weak feeling controlling your life. How often have you let fear stop you from taking a risk that could change everything? That's a weak emotion keeping you stuck in the same place. If you don't learn to master your emotions, they will master you. Success is built on discipline, not feelings. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll never be consistent. Motivation fades. Some days you won't feel like working hard. Some days doubt will creep in and fear will try to convince you to back down. If you let those emotions win, you'll never reach your full potential. The most successful people in the world don't wake up feeling motivated every day. What separates them from everyone else is that they do what needs to be done, no matter how they feel. Weak emotions also make you overthink. Instead of taking action, you analyze every possible outcome, waiting for the perfect moment. But the truth is, success doesn't come from overthinking, it comes from doing. Fear will try to paralyze you with questions. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? But ask yourself this: what if you never try? What if you stay in the same place forever because you let fear control you? That's the real failure. The only way to destroy self-doubt is to take action despite it. Another way weak emotions destroy success is by making you dependent on external validation. If you constantly seek approval from others, you will never be in control of your own life. The need for validation is a weakness that keeps you from making bold decisions. Successful people don't wait for permission to chase their dreams. They don't let criticism stop them. They move forward with or without support because they believe in themselves. Your emotions are not your enemy, but they should never be in control. Fear can exist, but it should never dictate your actions. Doubt can whisper in your mind, but it should never stop you from trying. The key to success is learning to separate your feelings from your actions. You don't have to feel confident to take the first step. You don't have to feel ready to start. You just have to decide that your goals are more important than your emotions. I look at the people who have achieved greatness. Do you think they never felt fear? Do you think they never struggled with doubt? Of course they did. The difference is they refused to let those feelings stop them. They took action even when they didn't feel like it. They pushed through pain, setbacks, and failures. They understood that success is a choice, and that choice has nothing to do with emotions. So ask yourself, are you letting weak emotions control your life? Are you allowing fear, doubt, and laziness to hold you back? Or are you ready to take control, push through discomfort, and create the success you deserve? The decision is yours. Kill your weak feelings and take action now. The mindset of the unstoppable is not built on luck, talent, or even intelligence. It is forged through relentless discipline, an unshakable belief in oneself, and an unwillingness to surrender to weakness. Being unstoppable doesn't mean you never face obstacles. It means you refuse to let those obstacles break you. No matter how many times you fall, you get back up. No matter how much doubt creeps in, you silence it with action. The unstoppable mindset is not about avoiding failure, but about using failure as fuel. Most people give up the moment things get hard. They let discomfort dictate their actions. They start something with excitement, but the moment they face resistance, they stop. Why? Because they are controlled by weak feelings, fear, doubt, laziness, and insecurity. But those who are truly unstoppable have one thing in common. They do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They understand that greatness is not about waiting for the right moment. It's about creating the right moment through action. When you develop an unstoppable mindset, you stop making excuses. Excuses are the language of the weak. I don't have time. No, you don't prioritize it. I'm not good enough. No, you haven't put in the work to become good enough. It's too hard. No, you're afraid of the effort it requires. The unstoppable person doesn't entertain these thoughts. Instead of focusing on limitations, they focus on possibilities. They don't dwell on problems, they look for solutions. One of the key traits of the unstoppable is resilience. Life will knock you down, but how you respond determines everything. The average person crumbles under pressure, but the unstoppable one embraces it. They know that struggle is part of the process. Pain is part of growth. Instead of running from it, they use it as a weapon. When they fail, they don't see it as the end, they see it as a lesson. Every setback becomes a stepping stone. Every rejection fuels them to work harder. Another defining trait of the unstoppable is their ability to control their mind. Your thoughts dictate your reality. If you allow negative, weak thoughts to take over, they will consume you. But if you train your mind to stay focused on your vision, nothing can shake you. The unstoppable person doesn't let fear control them because they know fear is an illusion. Fear is nothing more than a thought. It has no power unless you give it power. When you stop feeding fear, it dies. Unstoppable people also have a deep sense of purpose. They are driven by something bigger than temporary comfort. They don't just work hard because they want success. They work hard because they are obsessed with their mission. Their purpose is what keeps them going when motivation fades. It's what makes them push through exhaustion, rejection, and failure. Without purpose, it's easy to quit. But when you are fueled by a deep why, quitting is not an option. The truth is, anyone can develop an unstoppable mindset. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build. It starts with a decision. A decision to stop letting emotions dictate your life. A decision to push through discomfort. A decision to act, even when fear and doubt try to stop you. So ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to kill your weak feelings and rise above your limitations? The choice is yours. Either stay in the comfort of mediocrity or develop the mindset that will make you unstoppable. But remember this, no one is coming to save you. Your success is in your hands. Make the decision today and never look back. Overcoming fear and hesitation is the key to unlocking everything you've ever wanted in life. Fear is the single greatest barrier between you and your dreams. It stops you from taking risks, from speaking up, from stepping into the unknown. It whispers lies in your ear, convincing you that failure is too painful, that rejection is too embarrassing, that success is too far out of reach. But here's the truth: fear is not real. It is nothing more than a thought, an illusion designed to keep you in a place of safety and comfort. And comfort is the enemy of growth. The most successful people in the world are not fearless. They feel fear just like everyone else. The difference is they don't let it control them. They have trained themselves to move forward in spite of it. They understand that fear is a natural response to anything new, anything challenging. But instead of letting it paralyze them, they use it as fuel. They know that fear is a sign they are moving in the right direction, pushing beyond their limits, stepping into their full potential. Most people hesitate when they feel fear. They overthink. They analyze every possible outcome, trying to predict what will happen. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not ready? But overthinking is just another form of fear. It's a way to avoid action, a way to stay in the comfort zone. And the comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Every second you spend hesitating is a second you could have spent moving forward. Every time you delay, you reinforce the belief that you are not ready, not capable, not good enough. But the truth is, you will never feel fully ready. You will never have all the answers. You just have to act. Hesitation is the enemy of confidence. The more you hesitate, the weaker your belief in yourself becomes. Every time you hesitate, you send a message to your brain that you are not capable. But confidence is built through action. The more you step into fear, the more you prove to yourself that fear is an illusion. The more you take action despite doubt, the more you realize that doubt is powerless. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you create through repetition, through facing discomfort again and again, until it no longer scares you. Think about the last time you hesitated on something important. Maybe it was a decision to start a new project, to speak up in a meeting, to reach out to someone who could change your life. And because you hesitated, the opportunity passed. How many chances have you missed because fear and hesitation held you back? How many dreams have you delayed because you were too afraid to take the first step? The cost of hesitation is high. It is the difference between a life of success and a life of regret. So how do you overcome fear? You stop feeding it. Fear only has power if you entertain it. When you feel fear, move toward it instead of away from it. Do the thing you're afraid of. Speak when your voice shakes. Act when your hands tremble. Train yourself to take action before fear has a chance to grow. Make fear your servant, not your master. There is no easy path to greatness. The road is filled with fear, doubt, and obstacles. But every time you step through fear, you become stronger. Every time you act despite hesitation, you become bolder. The greatest version of you is on the other side of fear. The only question is, are you willing to push past it? Or will you let fear continue to steal your potential? The choice is yours. Stop hesitating. Stop overthinking. Take action now. Discipline V's. Motivation: the real secret to success lies in understanding the difference between the two. Too many people rely on motivation to take action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you wake up feeling inspired, ready to take on the world. Other days you feel drained, unmotivated, and unwilling to put in the work. If you only move forward when you feel motivated, you will never be consistent. And without consistency, success is impossible. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It's waking up early even when you want to sleep in. It's going to the gym when you don't feel like working out. It's putting in the work when no one is watching. The difference between successful people and those who never reach their goals is discipline. The successful don't wait for motivation, they act despite their emotions. They understand that feelings are temporary, but habits shape their future. Think about it. Have you ever started something with high energy only to lose interest after a few days or weeks? That's because you relied on motivation. Motivation makes you excited at the beginning, but it fades when the real work begins. When obstacles arise, when progress slows, when results don't come fast enough, this is when most people quit. They think, I'm not motivated anymore, and they stop. But discipline is what pushes you through those tough moments. The discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The problem with motivation is that it's external. It depends on circumstances, emotions, and inspiration. But discipline is internal. It's a decision, a mindset, a commitment to yourself. You don't need to feel like doing something to do it. You just need to decide that it's non-negotiable. That's the key. Winners don't rely on how they feel in the moment. They set a standard for themselves and refuse to lower it no matter what. Look at any elite athlete, successful entrepreneur, or high achiever. They didn't get to the top because they felt like working hard every day. They got there because they built habits, routines, and discipline that carried them through the days they didn't feel like it. They trained when they were tired. They worked when they were uninspired. They kept moving forward when others would have quit. That's why they succeeded. If you want to change your life, stop waiting to feel motivated. Start building discipline instead. Create habits that push you toward your goals. Set a routine and stick to it, no matter how you feel. Hold yourself accountable, even when no one else is watching. Success is not built on excitement or temporary bursts of energy. It's built on daily effort, consistency, and an unbreakable work ethic. The truth is, motivation will fail you. It will disappear when you need it the most. But discipline will never fail you. It will push you forward on the days you want to quit. It will separate you from the average, the weak, the ones who give up. It will make you unstoppable. So ask yourself, are you waiting to feel motivated, or are you disciplined enough to take action no matter what? Winners don't wait. They don't make excuses. They don't rely on emotions. They get up, they show up, they do the work every single day. And that's why they succeed. Kill your weak feelings, build discipline, and watch how your life transforms. Failure is not the end, it is the beginning of growth, the foundation of success. The problem is, most people fear failure so much that they never take action. They let the possibility of failing stop them from ever trying. But here's the truth, failure is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher, your greatest opportunity to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. The only real failure is quitting. As long as you keep going, every setback, every mistake, every loss is just another step towards success. Think about the people who have achieved greatness. Do you think they never failed? Do you think they got everything right on the first try? Absolutely not. They failed more times than most people even attempted. The difference, they never let failure define them. They never saw failure as defeat, they saw it as feedback. Every mistake, every rejection, every loss taught them something. Instead of being discouraged, they analyzed what went wrong, adjusted their strategy, and tried again. That's the mindset that separates winners from those who give up. Most people are so afraid of looking bad, of making mistakes, of being judged, that they never take risks. But the irony is, by avoiding failure, they guarantee failure. They stay in the same place, making no progress, while those who are willing to fail keep growing and improving and eventually succeeding. Fear of failure is a prison that keeps you stuck in mediocrity. But the moment you embrace failure as a necessary part of success, you become unstoppable. The truth is, failure is a test. It asks you one question: how bad do you want it? If one failure is enough to make you quit, you were never really committed. If one rejection is enough to break your confidence, you weren't ready for success. Because success is not about getting it right all the time, it's about refusing to give up, no matter how many times you get it wrong. The people who win in life are the ones who get knocked down and get back up again and again until they break through. Failure builds resilience. It toughens you. It teaches you lessons that success never could. When everything goes right, you don't learn, you don't grow. But when you fail, you're forced to reflect. You're forced to push past your limits, to develop new skills, to strengthen your mindset. The pain of failure can either break you or build you. It all depends on how you respond. If you let it discourage you, it will destroy you. But if you use it as motivation, as fuel, you will become unstoppable. The greatest mistake you can make is thinking that failure means you're not good enough. Failure is not proof that you should stop. It's proof that you are trying. It's proof that you are pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, beyond what is easy or safe. And that's exactly where growth happens. So stop fearing failure, stop avoiding risks, stop hesitating because you're afraid of making mistakes. The only way to truly fail is to never try. The only way to guarantee defeat is to quit. But if you keep going, if you keep learning, if you refuse to stay down, there is no failure, only progress. The question is not whether you will fail. You will. Everyone does. The real question is, what will you do when it happens? Will you let it break you, or will you rise? Will you give up, or will you push forward? The choice is yours. But remember this, failure is temporary. Quitting is permanent. Kill your weak feelings, keep moving forward, and success will be inevitable. Success is not about talent, luck, or motivation. It's about mastering your emotions, developing discipline, and refusing to let fear, doubt, or failure control you. Weak feelings will try to hold you back, but the unstoppable push forward regardless of how they feel. Fear is an illusion. Hesitation is the enemy of confidence, and failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone to growth. Winners don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. They don't fear failure, they use it as fuel. They don't hesitate, they take action. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. One group kills their weak feelings and does what needs to be done, while the other waits, doubts, and stays stuck. So ask yourself, are you going to let emotions dictate your future? Or will you take control? Kill your weak feelings, take action, and become unstoppable. The choice is yours.